Today, the Frag Labs development team have made a big announcement that completely changes our plans on what to expect from Shatterline in the next few months, so we're gonna talk about it. In this video, we're gonna go over the announcement that was made and what it means, what it likely means for Shatterline's future, and we also get personal and talk about what it means for this channel's future. Do note that a lot of what we're gonna talk about is probable predictions of the future and not exactly hard-code facts about what is going to happen, as everything is subject to change. And meanwhile, playing in the background is a good TDM match, so sit back, relax, and let's talk about it. If you have any thoughts on what I will say, feel free to go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below after the video, and I'll try to get back to as many as I can. Now, this is the announcement made by the development team, so you might want to pause it and give it a quick read so I don't waste any more of your precious time. And right out of the gate, without them making it official, it is very clear what their message is. They're gonna rebuild their release plan and will push back the full release date until they believe their game is ready to leave early access. They also state that they will be doing regular releases while they explore, which honestly I personally hope it returns to what it once was, where they were releasing updates and tweaks what seemed like multiple times a week. Now, what does this mean exactly for Shatterline's future? First, let's take a look at this picture. Shatterline's concurrent player base has been going steadily downhill. Now, this is to be very expected given the situation Shatterline was in, with them saving content and not giving us everything they've got as they build up to release it all when they leave early access. And these numbers shouldn't scare anyone. It is not a sign of a dying game, because the truth is, Shatterline hasn't even been born yet. No marketing has been done, and they're holding on to a lot for full release to be able to not only bring a big influx of players, but also to maintain them. And I personally agree with this method, but now a change of course is going to be necessary. If Frag Labs only gives the community small bits of content that only satisfies the user for maybe a few days at most, that number will continue to shrink, and we could see a sub 100 concurrent players within a few months' time. And following up on that thought process, we've heard this from AirDog from the development team, which from a brief talk with AirDog, it sounds like they'll possibly be addressing the issue we are seeing with players losing interest long term, so expect news on that front. So as players, we can expect them to release some fairly big content in the next few months, maybe even more than we expect. After all, they must maintain that number at least somewhat healthy so they can gain feedback and data to improve their game for release. But sadly, it will also not likely be big enough to massively boost the player base, as they have got to have some cards under their sleeve for when full release comes around to make it an exciting release. And we should also be hearing about what they plan for the future, because if they extended the early access and left the community in the darkness, that would also cause a big hit to their player base. So you should definitely expect some news. And once they do announce something else, I may make a video on it, or a shorts depending what the news are. Now, what does this mean for our channel? Let's get honest and personal here. My intention initially has been to make Shatterline content for as long as you guys found the content in both my video and the game to be interesting and engaging. But I can't lie to you guys, I am quite bummed about these news. Mostly because it means marketing will be delayed and the game will likely be rolling at a sub 1000 concurrent players for the next few weeks or months to come. Or at least, that's what I suspect will happen. And of course, if I'm being honest, when there is little interest in the game, then there is also little interest in the content creators that make videos for those games. And I think that scares me a little bit. Most of the content creators that have made content for Shatterline when I first started have jumped ship, and some even found great success elsewhere. And I can't help but have those constant what if questions in my head on a daily basis. Showing you guys a little bit behind the scenes, my videos impressions have dropped by an average of 50% from November to January in just 2 months, despite having objectively better metrics, which essentially means YouTube is recommending less and less of my content as people stop searching and being interested in watching Shatterline videos. Or at least that's what I tell myself so I can sleep better at night. However, despite these news and what's to come, I still have a lot of faith in Shatterline, and as of making this video, I do not intending on swapping main games, although I may occasionally make videos on other games if I believe it to be of your guys' interest. But now, what about you guys? What do you make of these news going forward? Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, much love.